Hey, Coach, I'm so excited you found us on YouTube. First of all, go subscribe and like. That means so much to us, and we're trying to get to 100,000. That's kind of our goal. Second thing is make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you want to win more games, have more fun in less time, hundreds of videos, less than $1 a day. It's unbelievable. You get my personal email address. You get everything. You too can become a better basketball coach. Let me help you put some championship banners in your gym. So let me help you do that. Go over and check it out. Let's head off to the video.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Coach, how are you
Coach.
today?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Yeah,
We're,
it's
other than we've been talking for the last hour and a half before we came on.
oh, goodness. Good conversation though, man. We got a lot of stuff figured out. So
Yeah, it's just
complaining to each other about our stuff we're going
talking
through.
through about our teams and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I hope people like this, because the discussion that him and I have, we're not lying. It's 12. We're batching this one. It's 12:30, and we started talking at 11. And the discussion we have with about topics for this is similar to the discussions you and I have when we're not recording. So it's good. We're
Yeah.
pulling back the curtain a little bit and letting people see kind of some of the talks that you and I have. I think it's a good thing, actually.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's authentic in that way, right? Because we're going through the same issues that you guys are going through,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
All the same ones. All
Well,
right. So before we jump in, let's talk about practice plans. Jump in. Let's talk about that a little bit.
coaches, stop doing your practice plans. Pause, right? Come over to basketballpracticeplans.com. I've already got them done for you, all planned out, an entire season of practice plans, offense, defense, inbound plays, everything you need for a season. If you don't find something there that you specifically need, look for the custom plan button, and I'll create a custom plan specific to what you need in your season. So, what I did is, I know you guys are busy, right? You got families. This is not what you do full time. I'm there to help as a resource.
Also, so two other things. First of all, go over and join our Facebook group, Coaching Youth Hoops. As Bill was talking, I just accepted 2 new members, so that was good. And then also, if you like these podcasts, leave a review.
Please.
Leave a review down below. If it's a 5-star, you can definitely leave a review. If it's a 3-star, don't leave it. But anyway, we would love them. We read all the reviews on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to these. But I know that is a way to give back. That's a way for Bill and I to know that people are actually listening to this.
And those of you who have left a review or
Yes.
emailed us directly, thank you very much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
We
I'm
do.
glad you
We
enjoy
do.
the
We do.
content.
We do. It's nice for us to get together and talk, but it's also nice to know that
It is.
we want to influence, what is it, a million youth
A
basketball
million youth. Yep.
before
Yep.
we're done.
In
That's our
10 years.
goal.
That's right. Yeah.
That's our goal. All right. So what's today's topic, Coach?
Today we're going to talk about basketball etiquette. Kind of some unwritten rules, maybe, how to manage a game, how to handle certain situations with grace and integrity. So that is the topic. I got this actually pulled this idea out of our Facebook group, and it came to me about I've seen a lot of and been hearing a lot about blowout games, right? That's one thing. And then how to handle a blowout game on both ends. If you're the team that is winning by a lot and the team that is losing, how do you handle that? And then just like other nuances that happen during a game, and posting things to social media or what have you that might
Right.
happen. So
No,
um,
part of it is like, as a youth coach, you still have to remember, like, we're all teachers. Doesn't matter who
mhm,
you are in the world, you're teaching someone. If you're a
yeah,
parent, if you're a coworker, if you're like, everyone's always teaching, and a basketball coach is definitely a teacher. Um,
yeah,
and I think part of that etiquette is that sportsmanship, the non, the, these youngsters see a lot. I'm going to sound old. And some of it isn't great sportsmanship. I think it's our objective is to teach sportsmanship.
Mhm.
And I just know when I was doing it, it's like I just think it's an important aspect of life, an important aspect of learning. The great ones know they're great. You don't have to, everyone in the gym knows you're good. You don't have
That's
to.
right.
I do this with my varsity boys. Like they know the fast way to get pulled out of a game is to run down the court and hold up 3 fingers.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
they're done. They're done.
Oh,
Because I go, what are you doing at that point? That's about you. And
yeah.
everyone in the gym knows you just scored a 3. So you don't have to do that. Like, go make 4 more of them. Like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
you know, um, so I just don't like that kind of, and part of that's etiquette. That's what I tell them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You and I were talking earlier about some of my meetings with my players. One of our meetings that we have, or one of our lessons that we have, is about etiquette. Because I think it's important. It's like how you treat people is important. And it's like there's no reason to show someone up. Scoreboard does
Yeah.
enough talking at that point. But I
Well,
agree
and
with
that's the thing.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, I was gonna say, I saw this video of a youth team doing those types of things, holding up the 3,
Oh, we all saw
yeah.
that one on Twitter,
You
like
saw
those
that one?
the
Yeah, you see
lime
the Twitter one.
green.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly, and that, again, kind of fueled this idea of, what's the balance of, hey, the questions that I saw were the kids were just having fun. Oh, yeah. Were they? Were they like, they were looking at, their heroes in the NBA and what they do there, and it's different, right?
It
You
is.
can't you can't carry what they do. These are grown men playing in the NBA who do this for a living. You have to teach kids because the coaches, you have to remember you are working with kids, right? And we want to keep kids playing basketball, and you could literally take someone out of a game. When I say out of a game, like they're done playing because they got embarrassed, or
Right.
they and here's my biggest thing. This is what irritates me. I'm going to tell you, coach, right now what irritates me. One of the things in the basketball, okay? There's in youth sports, and let's start, since we're talking basketball, youth basketball, you have the disparity in talent between team A and team B. You see that a lot more disparity. So, yes, you could beat up a team 50-10, 50-2. What good is that?
What's being taught by that? Like
Yeah,
everyone knows if you win 28-2, you're still the best team. There's no point to it. So work on
yeah,
some other skills. The video you're talking about, like you got like 8-year-olds flexing, like doing the muscle
yeah,
flex or doing the thing. Like, so that there's a difference between the staring down, the muscle flex, the over someone, the holding the 3. That's different than celebrating with your teammate and giving high fives and going, yeah.
correct. Yes, yeah,
That's the difference. And that was part of
mhm,
my lesson is there's a difference between, defensive chant on the bench and yes, and everyone's standing up when someone hits a 3 and clapping. That's proper etiquette, in my opinion, because that's
agreed.
you're cheering a positive thing. The other one, you're showing someone up. If you're standing over them and you're flexing or you're staring them down or you're holding up 3 fingers, that's that's a showing up thing. That's not a celebration.
Yeah,
Celebrate with your teammate. Like a good one is when a kid gets a dunk, watch the other players. That's this type of celebration you should, because they're all happy for their friend that just got a dunk. So that's okay. That's a good celebration. I have no problem with
yeah.
that. It's a dunk, it's a layup. Great. But standing over the person after you dunk or staring them down is that's not proper
Yeah.
etiquette, in my opinion. And
Well,
obviously it's not happening at the youth level. I'm just giving you
right.
an example, but
Well, and it carries through. If you don't correct the problem now, it'll just carry through. So let's dive into this, because I think this is one of the bigger scenarios that happens that coaches can control, which is this disparity in the score when you are the better team. So let's talk about the better team first, and then come to the next team, the losing end. Okay, so You're right now the score is 15-0. Okay. Right? It's I don't know, maybe it's halftime, maybe it's the end of the, middle of the second quarter.
Okay.
What do you do as the coach that's up at that point?
I don't I
Is that
don't
a big enough gap in you?
I depend well, I think it depends. First of all,
Right.
there's a difference between seventh and eighth grade team that could probably come down, pop a couple threes on you and get back in it than a fourth grade team. Like
Correct.
the
So
scores are
let's
probably in
break
the
it. Yeah.
20s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think you have to differentiate that.
Well, let's talk about because this question in particular came. This was a fourth grade team.
Yes. So at this point, I'm not pressing. I'm probably changing my defense. I might even be playing a zone, which is a whole different discussion whether you should play zone or not at the I'm not I'm just I'm taking my foot off the gas at that point.
And well, why would you play a zone if you're up that much? Because then the other team can't shoot. Once you go to man, if you
Well,
were
the
in a
problem
zone?
with man is you could turn them over more and probably get
Oh,
layups on
that
the
way
other
you're looking at
side.
it from
So it depends on the
interesting.
type of man you're playing, I guess. I would try
Yeah.
to be a little bit more passive defensively.
Yeah, if
Um,
you were yeah. I think that's probably in my opinion, that's probably the better strategy is be passive
yeah, but
and
that's a
get into a
hard thing to
zone, but
turn
then
that
I
funnel off.
know. Yeah,
So
I know.
that's where
That
a
is
zone
so
where it's like they might pass it around for a while. We won't get as many steals. We maybe then,
mhm.
man to man, if my this is again purely observational, but
Yeah,
when we were that much better and we were playing man, we'd steal the ball before you got to half court. So I'm making them run back at least to inside the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah.
so a timeout or halftime, we talk about no one goes outside the 3-point line. No one, so big guys don't go
Right.
outside the paint. That's why I would go to a zone. Because it's a little more passive. Yes, they can't shoot from outside, but again, I'm going to memory of like when we were better
Yeah.
and we were playing man. It's hard to turn that off.
Yeah, and what I would always tell my teams too is like,
More
okay, look,
passes,
yeah, you more, yeah, on the offense. So on the defensive side, still play defense,
right?
but on the offensive side, you know, no, you have to pass everybody on the team's got to touch the ball before we try to
Right,
score.
right. Or
Um,
John's got to shoot it. Like I've done
right,
that
yeah,
too.
exactly, yeah,
Like
exactly.
we're
Some
not
kid
going to
who
shoot the
doesn't get a
ball
lot of
until
points.
John
Yeah,
touches it in the post. And then once he touches in the post, he's got to give it to Davion, and then Davion can shoot it.
exactly.
That's it.
That's right.
I get that specific. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. So I think on the offensive side, you can control that, right?
Yes.
Have them still play defense, but on the offensive side,
The problem is you can't really have them play defense. You can't. You know what I'm saying? If you're that
yeah,
much better, it's going to be 60-2.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like
definitely, yeah,
putting my son out there or some of his friends, it's like he's either on or off. Like I wasn't like telling her not to defend them. Like
yeah,
it's and again, you gave the scenario first half, first quarter. Obviously, if we're in the fourth quarter, I'm subbing.
right,
That point,
definitely.
I'm trying to put my bottom players in. Maybe then I can play some man. It's like there's such a nuance to this. Yes, I agree.
Well, and I think you also bring up a good point on etiquette is if you put in your subs and this other team has still their first string players in, on the losing side right now, you're down. Are you then pressing the subs of the winning team? That was one of the questions that also came up in the Facebook group.
How
Different.
much are you down?
In this case, they were down 20.
And how much time left?
It was the fourth quarter, so they didn't
4 or 5
specify how much
minutes.
time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I probably pressed at that point.
Hmm.
Or I
So
do something.
one of the
It depends.
one of
Again, it depends on the
yeah,
situation. This is where etiquette's a weird thing that,
yeah.
you know, is his second five substantially worse than the first five that are up 20? My guess is
Hmm.
no, for the most part, most of the things I've seen. So I don't know if I'm going to press anyway, anyway, but yeah, I don't know that. That's a tough question, I think.
Yeah, and
you
I
got
think
to,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to be in the game to kind of answer that yourself. But is the winning coach kind of doing you a favor at that point, so
The
to
winning
speak?
coach is absolutely doing a favor, but he knows he's going to win. He wouldn't have done it
Yeah.
unless he knows he's going to win. And to
And
be
then,
honest with you, to youth level, I'd probably talk to him.
yeah.
Probably go, hey, I'm going to press. Is that okay? Like something like that.
Mm,
Like whatever. I've done
yeah.
that before. Either way.
What-
Like, hey, I'm putting my subs in. Just go play. Like whatever. I've done that. I mean, whatever. It's youth basketball. It's like
It's youth basketball, yeah.
you're not the Illinois coach. It's like you can
Well,
have a
when
conversation.
is and again oh, sorry. I didn't mean to
No, go
interrupt you.
ahead.
But when is the right time? So, and what I mean by that is you're up 20, and again, flow of the game, blah, 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 right? How's the team? You gotta do that. But is it kind of the etiquette? If
Well,
you're
I
up
think you got to
20
know the
or up
rules of the
30,
tournament too,
yeah,
right? Like a lot of them have running clocks at least when we played youth, a lot of them had running clocks
at a
because they
certain,
want
yeah,
the
number of
tournament
points, yeah,
moving or the league
right,
moving.
yeah.
Um, so
But
usually
even
it's
just in general, if there's nothing like, just you're up 20, and it's like, okay, that's a substantial lead, kind of keep it in that range. If it dips below X, then I'm gonna I'm gonna put my starters back in. I mean, again, I think these are important questions for youth to manage the game, because you don't want to take a kid out of the game and stop loving the game, and be embarrassed. That's the last thing you should
right,
want.
right. Yeah, I mean, up 20 in fourth quarter, you're probably okay subbing. Again, it's
Yeah,
at the fourth grade level, you definitely are because 20 points is like 80
yeah,
points.
yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
At the seventh and eighth grade level, then you got to be a little bit more careful. They cut it to 10. I'm going to put my starters back in. You know, it's a little bit more of, reading the flow of the game at that point. And practice will help with that. And yeah, but I mean, I think that the point is not to embarrass. The point is not to blow out. Sometimes you're going to win by 30 and it happens
right.
and you're just that much better. The point is
Yeah,
you don't want 72 to 12,
that's right. Yeah.
in my opinion. Yeah. All right.
But
Anything
okay,
else for that, coach?
yeah. Last question is, what you're on the losing side of that. What are you telling your players?
I tell them a couple things. I try to break it up into little games like, hey, we're going to try to get 2 scores here. We're going to try to get 4 stops.
Hmm.
Like, okay, let's work on we got a game in 2 hours. Let's work on this. You know, it's good to make little mini games within the game, especially at the youth level. Like, hey, let's see if we can get 3 buckets here. 3 buckets, 3 buckets.
Yeah,
I'll buy you all Gatorades kind of thing. Like, let's go. Like,
give them
whatever it takes.
challenges. You're
Yeah.
saying little. Yeah, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Similar type of, right. Just
Yes.
give them.
Yes.
You're not.
Give them,
Hey,
you
we.
want
Yeah.
to give them a positive thing to feed off of,
Mhm.
I think is important.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, for anybody. I mean, I've done that at the
Yeah,
varsity
it doesn't
level.
matter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We
I
were
did that
down,
last night.
we were down early in the year to the number 2 ranked team in the state, 22 at half. And my goal, we came out at half, and that was the worst game of anyway. And we at halftime, we said, all right, we're gonna get this in by so we play 18-minute halves. By the 10-minute mark, we're gonna cut it in half. And we did. And I said, all right, by the 5-minute mark, we're gonna cut it to 4, and we did. And then we ended up getting up a couple points, and then they ended up beating us. But it was like I just had to set like, you're not going to get this all back at once. We're not going to just start popping threes. It's slow. We got to get a score and a stop and a score. So that's those little games you can do at the youth level, and they'll do that. They really will. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Good.
All right.
Well,
Till
coach,
next week.
hopefully this was helpful to you, both sides, or winning side, losing side, a little bit, right? How to
Yep. Go
manage
leave those
etiquette.
reviews. That's the way you can pay Bill and I back, is by leaving a review. We really
That'd
appreciate
be
it.
awesome.
Yep.
All
And
right,
go over and check
coach.
out the Facebook group. All right. Till next week.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Second all, go check teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you put banners and stuff in your gym and become a nationally ranked coach, win more games in less time. Teachhoops.com is a community that will allow you to do that. Go over and check it out. and go check the next video out. Bye.